All right, so good evening, everyone. I imagine that some will be on YouTube already, but so far none from TikTok is live. Well, we just have to get the classroom ready for in a few seconds. So the first thing that we'll do is erase the board from yesterday's class. And of course, get my markers together in the meantime. So let's go. Page 11 now. Let's go back to it and see if I can find my functions. Yes, I can. So I'm going to put these on the board in the meantime. And students, I might write a little bit smaller on the board today than I've been writing all along. Nice. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to another evening of our live presentation. Yes, welcome to another evening of our live presentation on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously. Now, we have been working with functions for the last, previous 2 weeks, and I think that we have to put it to rest today. And of course, this is the last exercise that we are going to be doing with functions. Now, generally, I don't teach functions early because you have to know how to factorize, you need to know how to solve equations. There are quite a few things that you need to do before you do functions. But this is an accelerated class for those especially, but not limited to, the students who will be doing examination. Good evening to everyone again. Thank you for joining. And of course, welcome is in order. All right, so our first problem is, if I can find it, yes. Number 1, f of g of negative 2. The board today. F of g of negative 2. That is what we're going to find. Now, there are 2 ways that we can find negative 2. We may view this from 2 perspectives, or more than 2 perspectives, but we're going to be taking a look at 2 perspectives. The f of g of negative 2 can be like this. F is operating on g of negative 2. F of g of negative 2. F may be operating on g of negative 2. In this case, we will find g of negative 2 and cause f to operate on it. Then, it may also be written like this. F of g, no, don't use one of engine symbol. F of g of negative 2. That means we will find the composite function f of g and cause it to operate on negative 2. Find the composite function f of g and cause it to work on negative 2. And the other one is, it's on negative 2, and then f will operate on whatever g of negative 2 is. All of this. So the first thing that we'll do is this one, f of g, and cause it to operate on negative 2. Now that's horrible. That's going to be something to take up the entire board. Not necessarily. But I think smaller this afternoon, yes. This afternoon I'll be writing smaller on the board. Let's go. First thing that we're going to find is f of g. So f of g, we remember from last week, this f of x is 2x plus 5 over 3. Then f of g must be 2g plus 5 over 3. 2g plus 5 over 3. So we'll say that is 2, what is g? 3x minus 4. So that is 2g plus 5 over 3. And of course you can see that g is actually what? 3x minus 4. So it's going to be 2 times 3x minus 4. It's right there. Then we plus 5 and we put that over 3. And I'll attempt to write it in one step after that. So that is equal to, 2 times 3x. That's 6x. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And we're going to do it in one shot. Negative 8 plus 5. We're going to do that in one shot. Negative 8 plus 5. And of course that's equal to negative 3. Negative 3 over 3. Of course that may be simplified. So f of g of x is equal to, we may simplify that. Students, we have 3x and we have negative 2. Both of them are not multiples of 3. Or we may say that 3 is not a factor of both of them. That means 3 is not